Hey guys, it's Fly Monkey here, and I'm back in Florida. I came back from an excellent trip in Ohio. Chances are, if you were at Flight Fest, I hope I got to say hi to you. If not, I'm sorry. And if you were not at Flight Fest, I'm really sorry. It was a great time. Hopefully you'll be there for Flight Fest 2016. I did come home with more than just memories, though. I brought home a couple of items from the Flight Test shop. The first thing is the Sportster. It's the newest of the swappable series. And it's a big brother to the old Speedster. Instead of having just the undercamber wing, it's got the full wing. It doesn't have the polyhedral. It's got just pretty much a straight wing. It's got a little bit of dihedral to it, not a whole lot. It's a bigger, sturdier, sportier plane. It's real fun to fly. I found that trying to put the battery in the upper battery compartment doesn't do as well for me as sticking it in underneath, as you can see here where I've got it. I've got it on the underside of the swappable pod. You might also want to try putting it in the space between the bottom of the plane and the wing. Be careful with your nose-in landings. I've done a few of them, and this is a little bit fragile in this section right here. Reinforcing it might not be a bad idea. You want to reinforce the landing gear rubber band mounts. I've managed to pop them loose already. But other than that, the plane is great. It flies fantastic. I have a real good time with it. It does invert it really well. It does excellent if you have the battery up on top, but it does real well with the battery down below as well. It does all sorts of just your typical sporty type maneuvers. And we did a couple things different with it. This is not your typical foam board construction. Josh usually likes to use hot glue, but I showed him the wonders of white Gorilla Glue. It's something he hasn't used before. Down here in Florida, we really can't get away with using the hot glue too much. If you leave your plane in the car for any amount of time during the day, you come back and find just pieces and some stringy glue stuck between. The glue will heat up and melt in the cars in Florida, and I'm sure other places like Arizona and New Mexico in the summertime. The other thing with it is, here in Florida, the moisture will cause these to delaminate. The paper will come right off. As you can see, it's actually doing it a little bit right here. But so what we did was we used a waterproofing spray, a Camp Dry. It's in an aerosol can. It's used for waterproofing camping equipment. We sprayed it on, wiped it off, and that seems to be working real well. And it's holding up a lot better than any other plane I've tried putting together from the Flight Test collection. Florida is really tough on this type of plane, so I'm very happy so far. Well, the other thing I want to talk about is the MZ24 transmitter, the Graupner that the guys on Flight Test have been talking about to quite an extent, and I'm starting to see why. I have a few other radios that I use. I've got my DX7 as a backup. I've got my JR9503 as my main radio if I want to do anything with Spectrum. And I also have a Taranis, which I figure was going to be my end-all solution to transmitters for long range or for just expandable features. And it does that. It's great for that. You can do modules, you can program it, you can do all sorts of great things. But if you don't like studying how to use a transmitter, if you just want to go out and use it, this might be a better solution for you. It's great in the fact that it's got this giant touch screen that's all icon based. It's very much like using your own smartphone. If you've got a Android or an iPhone, you're going to find this very comfortable and familiar. Now, the screen is its advantage, and it's also its disadvantage. Because of the screen, it does tend to eat up battery life a little bit quicker. It's running a 2-cell, 4,000 milliamp battery in the back, and a lot of us are running 3 cells in our transmitters and are getting a lot of extra life. You're looking at a week to a month on those, where this is getting me, about 2 days. Now, going back to ease of use, you've got a wall wart battery charger. You don't have to take the battery out and plug it into your traditional LiPo charger. You can hook it right to this and charge it off the wall. Kind of going back to the old days with our old 72 megahertz. The other thing is it's got some expansion coming too. The receiver that I just heard about is going to have an integrated flight control board in it, so you can get rid of your KK2 or NAS or whatever it is that you're using and just go with the receiver as your one and all solution for your multi-rotors. The disadvantages, like I said, is just the battery life. But another thing that I really like about this is, it's Florida. You might notice I'm sweating. I got bugs running around me. I'm swatting and moving. This comes with a balance part for your neck strap, which a lot of things you have to buy that extra. So that's kind of a nice add-on. And the grips. They've got some phenomenal side grips here for you. It makes it very comfortable and easy to use. and it's got a nice weight. Knobs and switches are where you expect them to be. So, you know, all in all, the Graupner, I think, is going to be a good solution for people that are looking for something easy to use. It's not, you know, the cheapest radio out there. You're running about $500 for it. But if you're looking for something to grow into, I think this is going to be a good solution. So, all right, guys, I'm going to wrap it up. It's hot. I'm sweating. The bugs are all over my face, and I'm going to go find me some air conditioning. See you later.